If you thought Hollywood conspiracies ended with secret handshakes and weird pyramid logos, think again, because what Katt Williams just revealed about Jamie Foxx makes every celebrity rumor look like a kindergarten talent show. According to Katt, Jamie didn't just go into the hospital for a medical emergency. Oh no. Katt says the entire situation was wrapped in so much secrecy, so many locked doors, so many don't ask questions vibes that even Area 51 took notes. And then he dropped the bomb. Jamie wasn't just treated. He was cloned. Yes, cloned. In a hospital. Like some buy one get one celebrity special. Katt says there were restricted wings, fake nurses, silent alarms, and people walking around looking like they'd signed contracts with their souls as the down payment. He swears Jamie's disappearance wasn't a recovery, it was a replacement. A whole new version of Jamie Foxx, stitched together like a Hollywood reboot nobody asked for. And the craziest part, the more you listen, the more it sounds like he's telling the truth, or losing his mind, or exposing something nobody was ever meant to hear. Either way, the scandal makes the Kardashians look boring. And you're about to find out why the internet hasn't slept since the story dropped. The moment Katt Williams opened his mouth, the entire entertainment world froze like someone hit pause on reality itself. This man didn't just hint at drama. He detonated an allegation so wild it made TMZ drop their coffee and forget their passwords. He claimed Jamie Foxx's hospital stay wasn't a scare, a stroke, or a secret recovery. It was a clone factory disguised as healthcare. And suddenly, the internet turned into a giant digital detective agency, with everyone scrambling to find clues they weren't qualified to analyze. Katt didn't blink once while saying it, which made it even worse. He spoke with that unsettling confidence of a man who has nothing to lose and way too much tea to spill. People leaned closer to their screens like they were about to hear the final secrets of the universe. Katt said the hospital Jamie stayed in wasn't just a hospital, it was a facility. Not a regular building with nurses arguing over break schedules, but a place where VIP patients had their own wings, their own protocols, and allegedly, their own strange technology that didn't belong in any medical drama you've ever seen. The online reaction was instant. Fans went from concerned to confused to conspiracy theory level hysterical in about 6 seconds. Threads exploded with screenshots, blurry pictures, and theories that sounded like they came from midnight Reddit marathons. But the moment that pushed everything into madness was when Katt described Jamie's disappearance as too clean, too controlled, too perfect. He said the silence surrounding the situation wasn't normal. Not for a celebrity that big, not for someone beloved across generations. He claimed the hospital lockdown wasn't about privacy, it was about replacement. You could practically hear the collective gasp as he detailed multiple Jamies being moved around. People lost their minds trying to figure out what he meant. Was it a metaphor? Was he high? Or was Katt giving the world a sneak peek into the twisted basement of Hollywood's darkest secrets? The media couldn't keep up. News outlets didn't know if they should laugh, investigate, or just run the story for clicks because chaos always pays. Headlines started popping like popcorn. Katt Williams claims Jamie Foxx is a clone. Hollywood panic ensues. Fans demand proof or a psychiatric evaluation. Every blog, podcast, and gossip page took sides. Some said Katt was courageous for speaking truth. Others claimed he'd officially crossed into conspiracy territory with no return ticket. And yet, no matter how much people joked, they couldn't stop watching. Behind the laughter was a strange, uncomfortable tension. Because deep down, people remembered the eerie silence surrounding Jamie's condition. The inconsistent reports, the sudden vanishing act, and the fact that when Jamie finally reappeared, some fans swore he looked different, too polished, too refreshed, like he came from a spa run by aliens instead of a hospital. Even though it was all ridiculous, the internet has never turned down a good conspiracy appetizer in its life. Celebrities chimed in, because of course they did. Some defended Jamie, some laughed at Katt, some added fuel to the fire by saying cryptic things like "y'all don't know half of it" or "Hollywood isn't what you think." Those comments only made everything worse. Suddenly, people were convinced Katt wasn't alone. They started digging into interviews Jamie did years ago, searching for clues in old jokes, facial expressions, anything they could twist into evidence of a clone uprising. Katt continued his rampage like a man possessed. He didn't retract, didn't soften his tone, didn't add clarity. He doubled down like he was auditioning for the role of Hollywood's most dangerous whistleblower. He said Jamie's handlers weren't telling the truth. He claimed the system tried to silence him for knowing too much. He insisted the technology existed, and the hospital was built for elite duplication long before Jamie ended up there. Fans didn't know whether to call him a prophet or an unhinged YouTube theorist. But nobody denied one thing: he had the world's attention. People who hadn't said Jamie's name in years suddenly transformed into medical experts, conspiracy analysts, and spiritual advisors simultaneously. TikTok turned into a war zone of wild theories. One creator claimed there were 2 Jamies in one paparazzi picture. Another paused a video and zoomed in 300% to prove that Jamie's facial structure changed by exactly 0.8 inches. Meanwhile, someone with 0 credentials confidently explained cloning, like they had a PhD from Google University. But the wildest twist came when old footage emerged of Jamie joking about how Hollywood could replace anyone. That clip went viral immediately, because the internet loves connecting dots that should never be connected. Fans treated the joke like it was a hidden confession from years before. They said Jamie predicted his own cloning like a Marvel character, warning the audience about the sequel. Then someone claimed the hospital Jamie stayed in had a restricted floor. That rumor alone fueled thousands of comments. People said clones were kept there. Medical tech companies were allegedly involved. A leaked blueprint surfaced online showing VIP isolation rooms, but it turned out to be from a completely unrelated building. Didn't matter, the damage was done. Once the internet believes something, logic becomes irrelevant. And then came the memes. Oh, the memes delivered legendary energy. People edited photos of multiple Jamies standing together like a superhero team. Someone photoshopped a hospital lab labeled Jamie Multiplication Center. Others put Katt in a scientist coat holding a clipboard that said, "Clone number 1 progress report." The timeline was a carnival of chaos. Entertainment at its finest, but behind the humor, the situation escalated into full-blown hysteria when a supposed insider claimed there were documents supporting Katt's claim. Nobody knew who the insider was, whether they were real or if they were trolling for views. But the rumor spread like wildfire anyway. Suddenly, everyone demanded the files. Entire threads were dedicated to tracking this mystery whistleblower who didn't even exist. The internet has never let truth get in the way of a good meltdown. Meanwhile, Jamie stayed silent, as if refusing to feed the madness. Some said his silence was proof of cloning. Others said it was proof he was sick of idiots. And a whole different group said silence meant contract restrictions from the organization, not that anyone could explain what organization they were talking about. But vagueness always sounds more dangerous. Katt escalated again when he started hinting at industry practices. He said celebrities disappear for a reason. He said some come back different. Fans clung to his every word like disciples waiting for a sermon. Even though it was nowhere near reality, it felt too dramatic and too delicious to ignore. It became entertainment dressed as revelation. Then the Jamie theory infected regular people. Folks started claiming their coworkers were clones because they came back from vacation looking refreshed. Someone said their aunt must be duplicated because she suddenly liked almond milk. The joke spiraled into a cultural event, and the original story ballooned into a phenomenon bigger than Katt himself. But the defining moment came when Katt uploaded another interview clip, saying they replaced him with a version they could control. That line became the quote of the month. People printed it on t-shirts. It became audio for TikTok videos. It was ridiculous, but unforgettable. Suddenly, everything about Jamie, from his walk to his smile to the way he blinked, became evidence. The world went into overdrive, analyzing every detail with the intensity of a forensic lab. And even though it was fictional madness, people loved every second of it. Celebrities tried calming the situation, but nobody listened. Fans preferred chaos, outrage, suspense, the possibility that the world was stranger than it seemed. And Katt? He rode the wave with the confidence of a man who thrives on being unpredictable. the scandal reached its peak. When fans claimed to spot two Jamies in different locations at the same time, it was time-stamp confusion mixed with wishful thinking. But people swore it was cloning proof. They created entire timelines trying to prove a duplicate sightings. It was misinformation disguised as entertainment and entertainment disguised as revelation. By the time the story took on a life of its own, the original claim didn't even matter anymore. People weren't debating the truth. They were enjoying the madness. And in the heart of that chaos stood Katt Williams, the unpredictable storyteller who ignited a cultural wildfire with one outrageous claim. This wasn't just a rumor anymore. It was a phenomenon, a spectacle, a conspiracy circus with Katt as the ringmaster, and the world couldn't look away. The aftermath of Katt Williams' bombshell didn't just shake Hollywood, it cracked the entertainment world open like an egg dropped from a rooftop. The moment the cloning rumor reached full force, every major studio, every PR team, and every celebrity with a pulse scrambled faster than influencers running from accountability. Suddenly nobody trusted anything. People began side-eyeing every movie cameo, every surprise appearance, every award show moment, wondering who was real and who was allegedly mass-produced in a hospital basement. Jamie Foxx's silence became the most powerful noise in the industry. Every day he didn't speak was treated like a new clue. Fans analyzed his Instagram posts like the FBI decoding encrypted evidence. If Jamie smiled too much, they said it was the clone malfunctioning. If he didn't smile at all, they claimed the real Jamie was trapped somewhere. If he posted a selfie in a new outfit, people commented things like the real Jamie would never wear that. At this point, the conspiracy had more sequels than the Fast and Furious franchise. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, executives panicked like they were hiding Area 51 under the Warner Bros. Lot. They held emergency meetings trying to figure out how to handle the situation. One group wanted to ignore Katt entirely. Another insisted on releasing a Jamie Foxx is not a clone press statement until someone wisely pointed out that denying cloning was the fastest way to make everyone believe it was true. So instead they chose silence, which only poured gasoline on the wildfire. Katt Williams, on the other hand, walked around like he had just won a championship. He didn't look stressed. He didn't look worried. He looked like a man who had accidentally discovered the most entertaining storyline of the decade and was enjoying the chaos from a balcony seat. Every time reporters tried to get him to retract his claim, he gave answers that only made things stranger. "I said what I said," he repeated, which instantly became a meme. People tweeted it, captioned videos with it, even printed it on mugs. At this point, Katt wasn't just a comedian, he was the unofficial CEO of Chaos Inc. And while the world spun itself into hysteria, fans continued dissecting Jamie's recovery video like it was a cryptic prophecy. Some insisted his voice sounded different. Others said his eyes looked too symmetrical. A whole subsection of the internet claimed his laugh was reprogrammed. People argued back and forth like unlicensed scientists performing psychological evaluations through pixels. The wild part? Nobody could agree on anything, which made the conspiracy even stronger. Nothing fuels a rumor like confusion. The ripple effects extended far beyond Jamie. Suddenly, every celebrity who'd ever gone silent for more than a week was dragged into the conversation. Fans questioned whether Britney Spears was cloned, whether Kanye West had duplicates, whether actors who aged well were secretly part of a government beauty experiment. Someone even joked that Tom Cruise must have 14 clones doing his stunts simultaneously. The internet took the joke and sprinted with it like it was an Olympic relay baton. Even politicians couldn't resist the circus. A few tweeted sarcastic comments. One joked that Congress should form a clone oversight committee. Another said, "If Hollywood has clones, can they send one of mine to work?" The comments were meant to be funny, but conspiracy lovers treated them like coded confirmations. Suddenly the government was involved, despite absolutely zero logic holding up that idea. Then came the fake leaks. Random accounts claimed to have inside documents proving clone technology existed. They posted blurry screenshots that looked like they were created in Microsoft Paint at AM. Still, thousands believed it. The rumor machine was too powerful now. Truth had packed its bags and left weeks ago. The storyline had a life of its own, bigger than logic, bigger than reality, bigger than Jamie himself. But the most shocking shift came from fans who started claiming they missed the old Jamie. Comments flooded social media saying, "This new one doesn't feel the same," even though Jamie hadn't done anything unusual. People began creating side-by-side comparisons of Jamie from different years, ignoring the fact that humans naturally age, change, glow up, lose weight, gain weight, get tired, recover, or simply switch skincare routines. No. Apparently the only explanation was cloning. As this madness reached boiling point, the entertainment world began worrying about long-term damage. Studios feared people would start questioning every celebrity disappearance or health issue. Agents worried their clients would become meme fodder anytime they took a break. Publicists drank more coffee in 1 week than they usually do in a month. And somewhere in all of this, an entire generation of internet users convinced themselves they were part of a real-life sci-fi thriller. Then the second storm hit. A fan posted a clip of Jamie walking into a restaurant. The angle was bad, the lighting was worse, and the camera quality looked like it was recorded on a potato, but the internet deemed it proof of cloning because Jamie looked slightly different under the fluorescent lights. Then another clip surfaced of Jamie laughing and talking with fans, and people said his energy had changed. Someone slowed down the footage to 0.25 speed and insisted his hand movement was robotic. People watched, rewound, and analyzed like they were studying UFO footage. Once again, Jamie said nothing, and that silence became the loudest part of the story. Katt's theory had sparked a movement. People who had never questioned anything in their lives suddenly acted like they had FADS in secret government programs. Even though it was pure fiction, the conspiracy delivered something the real world rarely gives: mystery, suspense, and a storyline wild enough to distract people from their own problems. But quietly, beneath all the chaos, a strange tension grew. Jamie's friends started speaking up, not harshly, not dramatically, but gently explaining he had been through a lot, that recovery takes time, that people need space. These messages didn't calm anyone down. In fact, they did the opposite. Fans interpreted them as coded messages. People began posting comments like, "They're trying to warn us." It didn't matter how much sense the explanations made, the conspiracy was too entertaining to let go. The more people talked, the more ridiculous theories surfaced. Someone claimed Jamie's clone glitch blinked during an interview. Another person said Jamie's body language seemed too perfect. A viral TikTok insisted his skin was too flawless, as if clones come with premium moisturizers built in. The internet's creativity became both impressive and terrifying. Finally, the peak moment arrived. Someone spotted Jamie dancing with friends at a party and insisted his moves were too smooth to be human. At that point, the conspiracy wasn't just running. It was sprinting, cartwheeling, and doing backflips off the deep end. And at the center of the storm stood Katt Williams, the man who threw one spark and watched an entire universe catch fire. Whether he meant it as a joke, a metaphor, a warning, or pure comedy, one thing was undeniable. He created the most entertaining Hollywood rumor of the decade. Something so wild that even people who didn't believe it couldn't stop watching. And the scandal wasn't dying down. It was evolving, mutating, growing stronger with every comment, every joke, every meme, because once the internet grabs a conspiracy this big, it doesn't let go. It feeds it, it nurtures it, it turns it into legend, and that legend was only getting started. If you made it this far without questioning your own existence, congratulations, you're officially stronger than half the internet. You just survived a conspiracy story so wild it could power a whole Netflix universe. And let's be honest, you loved every second of it. Your brain might be fried, your jaw probably hit the floor 3 times, and you might never look at hospitals the same way again. But hey, that's entertainment. Now do the only logical next step. Smash that like button like you're trying to break into a restricted hospital wing. Hit it the way Katt hits interviews, with zero hesitation and maximum chaos. Punch that subscribe button like it owes you an apology. And drop a comment below telling me whether you believe the theory, love the theory, or just enjoy watching Hollywood melt down in high definition. Tell me your favorite wild moment. Tell me which version of Jamie you think is real. Or just type clone Fox in all caps and watch the algorithm go feral. And don't even think about leaving without turning on notifications. You already know scandals drop here faster than celebrity relationships. Blink once and you'll miss a brand new meltdown, a fresh conspiracy, or somebody exposing somebody else at AM while Twitter catches fire. This world never sleeps. The drama never ends. And the truth? The truth is whatever entertains the audience the most. Stay tuned. Because if you think this scandal was wild, you have no idea what's coming next. End transmission.